The thing that I bought into beyond Derek Carr and the receivers was that everybody who was talking about the Raiders said they spend more money on their offensive line than any team. They're laced with veterans on the offensive line. Look, I don't study offensive lines, but their offensive line was supposed to dominate the Redskins' defensive line, and it was completely the other way. Both of the lines dominated for the Redskins.
Well, I mean,
offensive
the
line
Skins
and
hear that.
defensive
They
line.
hear the same things that we're hearing. They hear it all.
But they've been making noise.
They were challenged.
Like Matt Ioannidis, for one, has been making noise all season. You know, just flashing, getting in there. We all know what Jonathan Allen is capable of. That's why they drafted him where they did. And then, you know, guys like Junior Gillette flashing.
Preston Smith
all over the field.
Taking
Ryan
big
Kerrigan,
steps.
3 tackles for loss.
Yeah.
Latrell Spate had 9 tackles.
Spate, Zach Brown, the guy they signed late in the offseason.
They were just ready to play last night. That's what kind of 1-46. They were just ready to play.
Well, they're ready to play, but their
game plan was good.
They're pretty good. You know?
Yeah.
Defensively, I think you can say that. I think you can say now 3 games in, they're going to be a decent defense, man. And offensively,
they
I
have
don't
that potential. Heading into the game, though, you looked at the rankings, and they were giving up over 440 yards or 340 yards per game.
Monusky had a good day last night.
He did have a good day.
Had a great day.
Monusky had a good day.
All I could think about was, thank God Joe Barry's not there anymore. I kept thinking about it last night. Really?
Although every time they showed him,
we have more talent.
Every time they showed him, I thought to myself, does he use any sunblock? He looked awful red.
Oh, I just kept thinking, man, I remember we're all old enough to remember when Greg Monusky played here with the Redskins.
Yeah.
And now he's using, like, you know, bifocals and readers.
We're all just getting one step closer to the grave.
This is just brutal. All right, let's bang out some of these calls. I know people want to chime in on it. Well, just a huge Redskins season-changing, season-defining game. They lose that.
Potentially.
Well, it just gives you hope. In that sense,
you're not facing the Chiefs game with a sense of dread.
Yeah, I mean, now
you're not like, oh, we're 1-2.
It's not like it's a must win.
To be honest with you, you're basically free rolling.
Kind of free rolling for that particular game.
You assume you're going to lose. You got. If you win, if you're 3-1, it's just no one in the world predicted that.
Correct. And then you peek at the
2-2 is fine.
You peek at the next game after the bye. I believe it's a home date with the Niners.
So you should.
You can't lose that game.
You don't chalk up wins, but that's about as close as you get to chalking up a win.
You feel pretty good.
Put it this way: if they beat the Chiefs, which of course is a very tall task, but they will be 4-1.
Yeah, well, if they beat the Chiefs,
they will be 4-1.
If they beat the Chiefs after this win, prepare yourself for Super Bowl talk.
I know.
From the callers. Well, I'm just telling you. I'm just getting you ready for it.
It won't be just from the callers, believe me.
But they've had
for some people in the room.
They're not going to beat the Chiefs. Probably not. They're going to be 2-2.
They've had surprising big wins before. I mentioned the Packers game. Last year they beat the Packers in Week 11, 42-24, and that was after the bye week. They beat the Vikings and the Packers, and people were riding high, and then they proceeded to lose to the Cowboys and Cardinals. So they got to back it up. Like to say it's season-defining.
No, it is.
Early on, sure, the narrative has changed because when they were 0-1 facing the Rams and the Rams were favored, people were like, oh, geez, it's going to be one of those years.
It was hard to look at anything and say, well, you can win this. Now you look at any game and go, it's possible.
Sure.
That's how it's season-defining, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, I also just want to make the statement that, again, this is a perfect time to reaffirm that the preseason is a joke. It's meaningless. It's a bunch of vanilla scrub nothingness. It means nothing. There's no game planning. If you watch them play in the preseason, you'd think they were going to go 0-16.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing.
And the NFL product yesterday was waiting for
they came up big. They came up big.
Week 3, the 1 o'clock were awesome. I think there were 5 or 6 games that came down to the last possession. There was a lot of drama, and there was a lot of offense, which we've been waiting for.
Yeah, and there was a lot of, game-defining plays there in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was an exciting week. They came up big. Again, and I don't even think Cooper and Crabtree made the flight.
They basically shut him down. Josh Norman had a chip. Can we play what Josh Norman said after the game? It made me chuckle. I mean, the guy could talk some good smack, but he was upset at what and
Cooper.
I think they both, whoever said it, predicted both of the guys going for over 100 yards.
First and foremost, you don't come in here and say what you're going to put up on somebody. 200 yards. Did he even catch 2 balls? You only caught 1, huh? So please, whatever you do, do not run your mouth for your wide receiver and you expect to show up on Sundays. Because I'm telling you, we are here and we're waiting. Don't come out here and tell me what you're going to do. Show me. You'll have to run through me to get that. We ain't letting that happen. So, whatever that young cat said, Coop, go and take it back. Crabtree, I have nothing to say to you. Yes, I may be cover 2. I'm cover 1, 2. I'm cover 1. I'm cover 2. I'm cover 3 and cover 4. All of them. All that ingredients in making a perfect attack. That's what he did, man. I don't do all that extra stuff. But when you come out here on this field, you're going to see about us.
I do like that response from Norman.
Well, it's all true.
So you better bring it.
I didn't know those guys were talking trash.
Yeah, they were
I
going
had
all
no
week.
idea.
If you're going to say that crap, you
better come back
and then you have one catch.
Right.
I mean, you look like an idiot.
Right.
You basically didn't see those guys in the field. They seemed to target Seth Roberts more than Crabtree and Cooper.
Well, they weren't open.
Because they were being smothered.